Oh, I'm live now. What's up, YouTube? Where's everybody at? Oh, it'll take a little bit for the notifications to get out. So while you guys are showing up, I'm going to kind of start getting everything ready. I got something crazy going on today. This is going to be, you guys are going to lose it. This is going to be a good one. Oh, this is going to be a good one. Where's everybody at? I am a little late. I said I was going to go live at 7. It's like 10 after. Oh, somebody's got to come along. People are going to want to see this one. Got another Survive the Wife live stream going on today. Oh. What's up, Tom Weingart? How you doing, man? Oh, just wait until you see what we're going to get into tonight. We're probably going to get in a lot of trouble. I'm slowly trying to move. Like, I'm running late. I said I was going to start this at, well, I put it up on that. I was going to start this stream at 7, and it's like 10 after. So I'm running late and trying to get set up as people are coming in. This is going to be a funny live stream. We're not going to live stream me organizing my gear room. I'm just moving stuff out of my way because I've only got like 2 power outlets in this room. Oh, just wait, Tom. This is going to be... My wife might come up here and shoot me for this one. We'll see what happens. Oh, man. With my luck, she's probably downstairs watching. I got a really good DIY in store for tonight. Oh, man. It has been a day. We had it's been like 32, 33 for the feel like temperature today. So instead of going out scouting for coyotes on this farm, there's a sheep farmer that got in contact with me through my wife. Jay in the Sticks, how's it going? But yeah, I had a sheep farmer that's pretty local to me who's having issues with coyotes, and he is neighbors with one of the guys that my wife works with, and they want me to come out and trap, but we've had crazy high winds all day, and it's just been cold, so I figured we would come up here on a live stream and torment my wife a little bit, because that kind of seems to be my live streams. DIY stuff and pick on my wife. I took my kayak into my living room today and did a bunch of rigging on the kayak. I put my camera mount on there and just got off work. That's cool. Man, it'd be a cold day to be on the river, man. I don't think you're that far away from me, so I'd imagine that had to be pretty cold today. Oh, I'm so pumped about what we're gonna do in this stream that I kind of want to get going now, but I want to wait for people to show up because this is gonna be bad, good and bad. Oh man, how did you guys like that? From the half pace gear room, it's Saturday Night Live. I know somebody had to. It was an easy day. Work is slow. The product not moving. What exactly do you move around on those? Like, what do they move in and out on the barges? That's what you do, right? You move the barges around, don't you? Oh man. Oh, so it's okay. So your barges are basically like semi trucks on the water. You guys move almost everything that truck drivers do, don't you? That's cool. Maybe I'll have to take my boy down to the river one of these days and watch the barges. He'd get a kick out of that. He's only 5. He loves seeing all that big machinery type stuff. That's cool. Oh. Oh, we're gonna get in so much trouble, guys. Hey, it's Saturday night. There's not much going on. I figured this would be a good night to do some funny shit on a live stream. Trying to get Craig to come down and camp next week. I've tried teaming up with Craig a bunch of times, and it has not worked out yet. I know the dude's busy, he has a lot going on. So, oh, excuse me. I don't hold it against nothing, but I'd like to get together with him. I mean, that was one of the first guys that, like, when I started YouTube, he was one of the first guys that was even, like, on my channel. And the stuff he does with primitives is awesome. Okay. So that's how. I'm kind of screwing around with some of the settings on here as we're streaming a little bit. Like, I just now figured out how to add people as moderators. I'm not a very techie person. This is all still real confusing to me. And I tried doing a live stream earlier. I found out that I can do M&K Outdoors. What's up, man? Well, hey, I appreciate the thumbs up and stopping in. That's cool. It's Jay, it's a lot of work, man. Well, you know, you're a creator. It's a lot of work doing videos on top of working. You know, if I wasn't a work from home dad, it would be so much harder for me to do YouTube. But I'm the at-home parent. I work from home. I do all that. Just another lazy stay-at-home dad, so I get it. But I still do have more time than the average guy. But yeah, the stuff that Craig gets into is really cool. I think I'm still like going through videos on his channel. I will give you guys a hint. If you catch the thumbnail, we are going to be doing some catfish bait. Yeah, I mean, when you start MNK, when you start a YouTube channel, you know, you are starting a brand of sorts. So I get that. Like, I have my Etsy shop is linked to my Facebook. So anytime you guys see me do like a project in the wood shop and like my end care system or my fire starters, you know, the wood shop projects, that stuff all goes into my Etsy shop. So it's kind of like an extension. YouTube helps me market my Etsy shop in a way. I got too many hobbies working. 84-hour week. Wow, man. Hey, most of the videos, like the DIYs that I did through the quarantine diaries, those were all first attempts. I mean, I still can't find anybody who did DIY micarta scales out of Gorilla Glue. And I had absolutely no idea if that was going to work or not. My Hudson Bay axe, when I cut that, because I didn't forge it, but I cut it out of another axe bit. That was a first time. Hey, I don't just show successes, I show my fails too. Like, I'm proud of my fails. They put me where I'm at. They've taught me what I know. And I'm also like one of the few spinal cord injury guys doing this stuff. So I try to be as transparent as I can with everybody. If I don't know something, I say that I don't know it. Like the flint alternatives for flint and steel kits. I don't know nothing about rocks except for what I learned from the Huntsman's channel. But I don't know. I took the boy out that day. We had a lot of fun. That was cool. Come home, he had 2 skulls in his pockets. Recorded so I could review and see my errors. Hey, if that's how you got to learn, that's awesome. Do what you got to do. Man, I wonder where everybody's at. Full out knife shop in another month. That would be awesome. Man, I guess you shouldn't share your ideas like this, but I'm going to. I have this idea that I want to do. But my issue is I'm not a forger. Like, I'm not a blacksmith in any way. So when it comes to making a knife, it's not something I'm really good at. Gotta run, bud. Good to see you're gonna hit that 400. That's awesome, man. Thanks for coming in, and I'll see you soon. I'm only like 5 away from 400, I think, but it's whatever to me. I just have fun with it. But yeah, I had this idea, and I was gonna buy a Condor knife and kick this off, but I just haven't done it yet. What I want to do is as much of a DIY knife as I possibly can, and then I kind of want to start. I want to send it to another YouTube creator, and the idea behind it is to see how many different creators we can get this knife to, and every time, like, I'll send it to another creator, they'll do a video with it, send it to another creator. That other creator does a video, sends it to the next person. I think that would just be an awesome idea to do. Huntsman, what's up, man? Hey, we're not going to paint my dog's feet, but I got a better idea. Oh. I was losing it when Courtney posted that thing on Facebook about the dogs running the house with painted feet. You could do it. Metal is an exact science. Oh, we're gonna get in so much trouble. You know how hard it was to sneak this upstairs? Oh, I had to tell her to go see what the kid was doing so I could grab this out of the cupboard real quick and run up here. Well, hobble up here. Oh, man. This is going to be great. She might shoot me tonight. Just up here wilding. So yeah, we're gonna make some catfish bait today. Some cotton balls. Right in the wife's blender. Who else does this on a live stream? Who else torments their wife on a live stream? I might hit you up on that, Jay, or maybe like we'll do a collab on a knife. Something like that. I will say I have to go do a collab with Huntsman first. Like we gotta make something happen. We're both just everybody's busy right now. Just blame Courtney for being a bad influence. Oh, it's entirely her fault. If I hadn't seen her done that and then made a comment about, well, I made the comment about teasing Sarah and she found my comment. Like, I can't hide nothing. So I didn't post on Facebook about this at all. Like, oh, man. Can't get the emerald forest up yonder. But it is such a cool place. Like, I mean, just watching through the videos, like, that's something really cool. Schedule calm way down. There you go. Hey, man, like I said, I just need a day or two, and I can be there. Don't matter to me. Oh, so yeah. Catfish bait in the wife's blender on a live stream. That just seems to be the thing. Maybe that'll end up having to be my thing. We'll torment my wife on my live streams. I mean, it's better than just sitting here clueless. Oh, everybody likes it. How can you not like watching a guy piss his wife off on a live stream? I said earlier, I'll bet she's downstairs watching it, but I have not heard her yell since I said the idea about what we're going to do. I think she's watching right now. She's probably playing a game on her phone. She can't reach me. Dude, she's the type of redhead that'll drive to your house. She'll know your address before I do. Oh, Jay, were you there when we yelled for a sandwich? There is coffee downstairs. I might be able to call up for some coffee again. Well, I don't know. We might be pushing our luck with that. Turkey calls for coffee and she'll have Courtney on my ass. Oh, she might. She's mean. Wives are so nice, but they're mean when you piss them off. Yeah, Jay, I think my very first live stream, we yelled at my wife to bring me a sandwich, and then the next one we turkey called for coffee in the very beginning. And now we're gonna make catfish bait in her bowl. Just crazy shit. I need to get my hands on. We got an incubator that's like 40 years old, so I need to get my hands on a rooster. That was kind of a random thought, wasn't it? But one of our chicks died. We lost one of our Wyandotte chicks. Don't worry, I'm not going to put it in the blender. It's buried out in the yard somewhere. That would be messed up on a live stream. Oh, man. Trying to turn the computer without it getting too, like, I am not streaming through Streamlabs. I'm just going through the YouTube live thing. We have to up our. I was talking to you about this earlier, Huntsman, but we have to up our internet speed for me to be able to stream like that, because it's just, even Streamlabs is shutting my lives down. Like it wasn't staying strong enough. I want to eat my chickens, but the missus turned them into pets. I just don't know. Once our chicks turn about 2 months old, my kid starts asking, when are we going to eat them? I switched away from Streamlabs. It's all new to me, so I don't know. The only two streaming apps I have found so far is OBS and Streamlabs. If there's any more out there, I just haven't ran into them yet. But I mean, every time I do a search and I find one, I try it, which has only been twice now. But when they stop feeding me breakfast, they should feed me dinner. Yeah, I get that. We've got the two, okay, out of our adult birds, we've got 2 adult ducks, one female and one drake, and we keep the drake around as kind of like a bodyguard. And it legit works, because he'll get between. My oldest male dog is very non-dog aggressive. So Chester he keeps himself between Stunt and his female duck, and kind of protects the flock a little bit. And then we have our 3 Americana chickens that are all. So the 3 Americana chickens and our female duck are all egg layers. So we get about 4 eggs a day. And we keep enough eggs around that we pretty much, I'm trying to get the neighbors to stop buying eggs from the store and just come over and tell us when they need eggs. On Streamlabs, it's much more stable and it's all web-based, so nothing takes up drive space when I'm on my computer. Hey, if that works better, that's awesome. You're getting into language that's above and beyond me with that one. So I'm not, this is all like still brand new to me. It was like when smartphones first came out. I don't know how this shit works. I just do what I do. I'm figuring it out along the way. All right, we're almost a half hour into this now, so let's see if we can get in some trouble. I think I hear her on the steps already. No. And streaming from King tomorrow. Tomorrow, I don't know if I'll be able to be very, I'll at least have you playing, but I got to bust out a lot of bird feeders tomorrow, as long as it's warmer in the shop. So I'll at least be watching, but I might not be able to be very active on that one. Clearly Canadian, how you doing? Running around chasing the kids? We're about to ruin my wife's blender. Yeah. Let's get going with this. You might not be very active. It's your stream. How are you going to not be active on it? So what we have here is, those are neat ears. I like that idea a lot. I will admit it's an idea that I saw somebody else do. I just simplified it because it did not have to be as elaborate as the original ones I saw. And if I can simplify it and build them a little bit cheaper, then that's what I'll do. So we've got some nice calf livers here. I'm not really set up to have something to put this stuff on, huh? I didn't think that one through very well. All right, I'm just going to do this in my lap while I'm talking to you guys then. So these are like fresh calf livers. I use calf liver instead of chicken liver. I've not ever noticed a difference in how it performs, but I have noticed that when you're using just calf liver on a hook, it tends to stay on the hook easy, like a lot longer than chicken livers do. We are doing all right here. I really wanted to get out that sheep farm for coyotes today, but I just, that 20 degree temperature drop that we had just shut me down. My back was shot after I got my morning chores done. I'm gonna straight up wipe liver juice on my pants because I didn't bring a towel, a rag, or nothing up here to do this one. I just said, hey, Saturday Night Live, let's do some. Oh, here we go, guys. We had some snow earlier. Like, it's May. My birthday is in 11 days, and we have snow. Like, that's not fair. Calf livers into the blender. You guys ready for this? Who's ready for this? This weather is crazy. I don't get it. Jefferson, how you doing, man? We're raising hell. We're making catfish bait in my wife's blender in my gear room. Because Gunslinger, what's up? Here's now everybody's coming over. As I'm about to start doing this, everybody starts showing up. So that made me a little glad that I kind of waited. This is better than yelling for sandwiches. We're making catfish bait in my wife's blender, and I don't think that she knows I have this up here yet. So calf livers in the blender, and then we've got some garlic powder and salt. And this is I'm going back to my original bait recipe, or formula number 2. If anybody has followed the channel and seen me talk about my catfish bait, that last batch I made just completely sucked. So Josh and Hunter's Adventures, how you doing, man? We are okay. A little bit of context here. It's kind of turned into a little bit of a thing. This is probably only my 3rd or 4th live stream. So we tend to do some crazy stuff and pick on my wife in my live streams, like yell for sandwiches and turkey call for coffees. Well, today we're going to make catfish bait in her blender. So let's see if she comes up here and breaks the gear room door down in a little bit. So yeah, if you guys saw in some of my past videos, I was working on that batch of catfish bait, and it just sucked. It wasn't doing anything. So we're going to my second original recipe, because the first one didn't do jack, and the second one did awesome. And then I tried that 3rd batch, and it just sucked. So all I put in this is the calf livers, and then a little bit of garlic powder, and we load it down with salt. And the salt helps it stop from rotting and fermenting in the jars once I put it in the jar. Turkey call for coffee. You should add black licorice in there. I have never heard that before, Huntsman. She'll know soon enough. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is going to be crazy. And I never measure anything out either when I'm doing this, guys. She's pregnant, brother. I think in court, temporary insanity would work for her. Oh, there's women call it a pregnancy brain, and I'm not even joking. Women call it a pregnancy brain. And what it is, she did this the last time she was pregnant too. She would forget things all day long. He used to fish with black licorice jelly beans. You have me intrigued enough that I can try that. I have never heard of I use anise extract when I'm coon trapping, or like trying to deal with. Sometimes I hardly ever get a call for problem possums, but possums and coons love black licorice. And I use anise extract when I'm doing that stuff. But I've never heard of using it for catfish. I might have to try that. Okay, so you make it like into like balls put on. No. Okay, Josh and Hunter's Adventures. After I blend it, I mix cotton balls in it for fiber bait, and then I just dip my treble hook in there and swirl it around with a stick a little bit, and it'll stay on the hook until you catch a fish or take it off yourself. And would Jägermeister work? Oh, I should have brought my bottle of Jaeger up. If Jaeger would work, see, because you know what, that might clearly Canadian might be onto something. That's neat. Balls. It all depends on the consistency once this is blended up. Because if it's real runny, then it takes more cotton balls. Because sometimes you get different blood content in these all the time. Okay, so we got the garlic powder in there. Here goes the salt. Let's just take the cap off that, right? This is going to be one of those times I'm not watching the chat, guys. At least for a minute. And I do put a lot of salt in here. Alcohol, though, there's your preserve. Well, Huntsman, it's funny you say that, because after like a week of this stuff being in the jars, if I let it sit out at room temperature, it will, and then it pressurizes in the jar. Rich Crabtree, what's up, man? We are making catfish bait in my wife's blender this time. Oh. That is a lot of salt. Yeah, I do put a lot of salt in there, but I've not. That's kind of it is a lot of salt, but I don't think the salt's really going to hurt it. Have you ever used circle hooks for catfishing? I do. Rich, I'll use circle hooks if I'm using shrimp or cut bait like bluegill or shad. Her smoothie's going to taste like shit in the morning. Oh, I'll just be smart enough and not ask for one. I'll have to make them before she gets home from church if I want a smoothie in the morning. Hey, we're passing the pipe around, boys. Get some. Hey, it can be the best medication out there. That's all I'm going to say about it. Should be okay, probably. I'll eat liver, but she won't. All right, let's see if she comes up here and shoots me. I'll give you guys a second to adjust your volume. This will probably be a little loud. Oh, you have Crohn's disease? I have a spinal cord injury from like 14 years ago due to surgeries. I wasn't in like an accident or anything. I had 2 spinal surgeries. Okay, guys. I hope you adjusted your volume. Here we go. We'll start with low. Let's go to high. I don't hear it on the steps yet. camera juice on the floor.
Really?
What? I'm getting yelled at from the steps.
Right now?
Yeah?
You know how loud you are?
Kinda.
There's cotton balls on the stairs.
I dropped cotton balls on the stairs?
Yes.
Well, she didn't shoot me, but I got yelled at.
You're on a live stream. How can
Uh-oh, busted. Hey, it's what we do. We get in trouble. Biggest blue, 39 pounds. That's a big blue cat. That's a big channel cat too, Rich. Wow. Clearly Canadian. The surgery caused the injury? No. I had a tumor that was rooted into my spinal cord itself. I need a knife. I had a tumor that was rooted into my spinal cord itself. So my first spinal surgery, they went in. Oh, wow. You guys can see this. It's like the consistency of ice cream. Liver ice cream. Liver ice cream for the catfish. Can you outrun her? And do you own a vehicle that's sleepable? I'm a cripple, so I ain't running nowhere. And I do have an SUV, so I might end up having to sleep out there tonight. Clearly Canadian. Back to that. I'm sorry, man. I'm a scatterbrain. So I had a tumor on my spinal cord, and they had to cut the tumor out. And then after that, it took about 2 years. And there is 4 arteries that feed your spine with blood. 2 of the 4 of mine were pumping double the amount of blood that they were supposed to. And that made my spine swell up from like my spinal cord, respectively, like from the size of your thumb, the way that it should be. Mine was like the size of my fist. Respectively, it was like 5 times what it was supposed to be. So they had to go in and they had to the goal was to fill both of those arteries to a certain point and then back out, because if they spent too much time or if they overfilled those arteries, I was going to lose everything from my waist down. And they overfilled one of the arteries by like a half a milliliter. And I mean, even if they overfilled by a quarter of a milliliter, they told me I would lose everything. So they overfilled it by a half a milliliter. When I woke up, my right leg had absolutely zero muscle tone, no reflex response. My right leg was pretty much dead as far as nerves go. And I only had about 5% response out of my left leg. So, yeah, they told me I'd never walk again. And I told them to give me a morphine pump and a walker. And I did in 4 days. I was going down the hospital hallway. And then I spent 20 days in a physical rehab program. And then I went from that. They sent me home 2 days before my 18th birthday. And then at the time that I had my second surgery, there was only like 10 to 15 cases worldwide in a 10-year period. Now that number is drastically up. It's like 100,000 cases a year. But when I had my surgery, it was experimental. There was just no doctors practicing in it. The doctor that did my surgery came from Vietnam. Heart of Lions, what's up, man? How you doing? You know, I was 17 years old when I went through that. There was just no way in hell that they were telling me I wasn't going to walk again. Like, you're not going to tell me that. I was 17. I still had my entire life ahead of me. Tell me that when I'm like 80 years old. Don't tell me that when I'm 17. I'm not going to you. And I proved every one of the doctors wrong. I proved therapists wrong. You know, I was not going to be easily put down. It's just not my style. Like, ask anybody who knows me. You can't tell me what I can't do because I'll go do it. Your mind is the tool. My mind is a powerhouse. All right, so let's see if we can. Well, that's not working, is it? Oh, well, shit. All right, we got to do this the hard way because the liver's not coming out of the blender now. Almost dump it into my lap there. White Bone Outdoors, what's up? How you doing? We are ruining my wife's blender on a live stream tonight. Making catfish bait. Wasn't it like Outdoor Boys? I think it was Outdoor Boys did a little video with his kids. Like they were in the kitchen making catfish bait when the wife came home and he grabbed their bags and ran out the door real fast. Man, now my room smells like liver and garlic. She yelled at me from the bottom of the stairs. I figured she'd come up and at least throw the door open, but she yelled at me from the bottom of the stairs. I don't know. Moras are good for everything. Who else does shit like this on live streams? All right, so there we've got it in the container now. So what I do after this is camera shy. A little bit. I've had her in front of the camera a couple times on my channel and she gets stuck. I mean, hey, I did too in the beginning. I'll tell you what though, my quarantine diaries really helped me come out in front of my camera. I have to sleep sometime. I only sleep a few hours a night, so I'm always in bed after her and awake before she goes to work. So this stuff, oh, it was Josh and Hunter's Adventures was asking about cotton balls. This one is actually really thick, like the consistency of ice cream. So I'll probably go with, I think that was a 1 pound pack of liver. So this time I'll probably start with about 10 cotton balls. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we'll start with 10 cotton balls to a pound of the liver paste. Quarantine series. I did a video. I tried to do a video every day for the time that we were under. I mean, we're still under a stay-at-home order, but to be honest, I just got burned out doing a video every day. And I did like 22 videos in 34 days. But I had a 20-day streak of videos, and I think I might have only missed one day in that. Now, what I do with the cotton balls before I put them in is instead of, okay, let me show you guys this. Because you can actually take a cotton ball and just shred it into like these little puffs. But, I mean, then you end up with these little tiny things. Oh, thanks, Clearly Canadian. I don't even tell people to do that. I just go for what I'm doing. Okay, so when you shred the cotton ball, you get these little tiny puffs, and these are no good. Like, because your hook will get into that, and then when you pull your hook out of the bait, it just shreds a little bit more. Actually, you know what? Here, Clearly, I'm going to do this for you. Because I might only have one moderator on my channel right now. Now I got 3. There you go. Okay. So shredding the cotton ball is no good. You get little tiny puffs, and when you pull your hook out, there's just no consistency for the hook to stay attached to. So what I like to do is actually unroll the cotton ball, because cotton balls are actually spun and rolled. And it takes a little bit to find the beginning of it, but when you unroll them, you get these long patches. And this is what you want. Because then when you dip your hook into your bait and you pull it out, you get these, like, while you're mixing it up, these will usually rip in half. I mean, you could even rip them in half like that if you wanted. And then when you pull your hook out, you've got this big wad of cotton ball that's just loaded with garlic and liver paste. So let's unroll a couple, put them in here in a nice layer. And you know what? I didn't even bring a fork up or spoon. Guys, I accidentally found out that you can unroll a cotton ball. I didn't know it either until probably the second time I made bait. And I went to pull it apart. Let's see if I can get one to do it. I grabbed it by the center, and then I grabbed it by the edge, and I went like, and I got long strips. And that's when it occurred to me that cotton balls are rolled together. So yeah, that's what you end up with. Okay, I need to get I need my my Yuko. I don't know where my Yuko went. I got a better idea. Just use a chubby block. If you guys don't know what chubby blocks are, they're fire starters. Oh, so yeah, then we just start mixing this all together. Stir it in there nice and get the liver all worked through the cotton balls. This one is pretty strong. Just make sure that you have a cool wife before you do the stuff I do. A lot of wives might not appreciate this kind of stuff. The smell must be amazing. It's a little. I've had this liver sitting out on my counter for like 3 days now. It's not exactly fresh liver, but it's not like rotten smelling either. What kind of traps, White Bone? I'll tell you what, one of the best fox baits I've ever used was just straight liver chunks. I'm not saying this because she's my wife, but I do. I really do have an awesome wife. I mean, she sends me off into the woods for a week at a time. I get to do stuff like this. And she doesn't get really mad about it. Foothold traps for coyotes and fox. Yep, one of the best fox baits I ever used. Liver chunks, man. I'll just take like beef livers and cut them into like 1-inch wide strips and freeze them, like in individual little packages or like baggies. And then when I go out trapping, I'll throw a bunch of them in my bait bucket. Outside of that, I use I use a lot of Cabins baits. Is it Dunlap's that makes Rage? Who is it that makes the Rage bait? I want to say Dunlap's, but I don't think that's right. Okay, so we got about 3 more cotton balls in there. We'll mix these up. This might end up taking a little bit more than 10 cotton balls. Yeah, my wife she's awesome. I'm one of those husbands that can do whatever he wants. The first time I asked my wife for permission to go do something, because I mean, I had a lot of bad relationships in the past. You know, women don't like the things that I do. I mean, run off into the woods for days on end, trapping, fishing whenever I feel like it. that doesn't sit good with a lot of women out there. And the first time I asked my wife for permission to go do something, I got, "Why are you asking?" and dirty looks. So my wife lets me do me, and I let her do her, and we make an awesome team. And it just works like that. Ah, I messed that one up. So I'm actually like unrolling the cotton balls and then splitting them into thirds because it helps mix it a little bit better. And you still get the long strands. I'm about to open a window here. This is a little right. This is a heck of a DIY live stream, isn't it? White Bones, where are you from? Oh, North Carolina. I already said that. I'm from Ohio, and I've seen some guys say that we've got gray fox here, but I have never seen a gray fox in Ohio. I got some awesome footage of a fox taking a nap in a field behind the house the other day. That was cool. I'm in Northeast Ohio. If you know where Canton or Youngstown are, Canton or Youngstown, I'm like right in between the two of them. In a little town called Damascus. And I grew up in a little town called Sebring. My graduating class was like 32 people. Unroll the cotton ball. You're good, Huntsman. No worries, man. I kind of figured that's you were either doing that or working on your thing. 23 girls and 4 boys. Jesus, dude. Talk about pressure. Mine was 90, and that was huge for the time. See, that's funny. In Sebring, where I grew up, it's a little 1 square mile town, like 1 or 1.5 square miles. And my graduating class was only like 32. If you went over to West Branch, like the next district over, well, not even district, like the next town over, their graduating class is huge, and they're nothing but like most of the kids that went to West Branch are all farmer kids, and their class numbers were enormous. My wife doesn't even know half of the people that were in her class, and I could name just about everybody off that was in mine. And to be fair, that was my homeschool because my last years of high school, I did go to the Mahoning County Career and Tech Center, but I didn't do the graduation ceremony from them. Communist Connecticut. Waverly, Ohio is about, I think, 2 hours from me. What's that called? There's a big rock fest that happens down in Waverly. They just started doing it last year. And oh, Rich, you know exactly where Sebring is, huh? Where are you from? Yeah, Sebring's a little itty bitty town with only 2 stoplights in it. And Main Street's only a mile long. But yeah, Waverly has this. They just started doing it last year. It's like a big rock concert festival, and wow, Huntsman. You are from the sticks, man. I'm trying to remember what the name of that concert's called, but I can't. I'm not bringing it to mind. We tried to go last year, as I believe is our anniversary. My mom bought us tickets, and we waited in parking for like 5 hours. And I ended up just saying, screw it. We turned around and went home. And then we found out like the next week that they were turning people away because they didn't have enough parking set up for the entire festival that they had going on. They sold tickets out and didn't have parking for everybody. We are going to end up using more than 10 cotton balls in this one. It's going to be something like 13, 14. Something else that'll help turn this into a little bit of a pasty consistency is cornmeal. And I don't, from what I've seen in testing, the cornmeal doesn't make a difference on the catch rate of this bait. It just helps thicken it up some. But I don't want to use my cornmeal. Got plans for it right now. Oh, Rich, you're not that far away from me then, man. My jeans are going to smell like stinking liver when I go back downstairs. Half Pace Outdoors, the wife tormenting DIY live stream. I think half of my little live stream community is all Ohio boys. I'm pretty sure, at least. None of them are fake, though. At least you better not be fake. I'm watching you guys. Buckeyes, baby. One of my favorite candies. I know you're talking about the team. My mom's a baker. Don't get you started. We're going to stay rant free tonight. At least on my end. If you want to go off, go for it. Quit paying attention to him. That's all I'll say. Season there. Now we're starting to get somewhere. I know you guys can't see the consistency, but it's. Does that look good? Can you guys? As I almost dump it out of the container. Oh, that'd be great. Honey, I have a mess to clean up. Yeah, we're using more cotton balls. How the hell does that happen? Okay. I mean, that makes, yeah, whatever. Jealousy, man. It's a bitch. Oh, this one's not unrolling the way I want to. We'll just rip the center of it out. Gas prices are back up where you're at. I think they're still like $1.60 down here. Up here? No, I'd be down here from you. Oh, can you guys hear the kid getting in trouble? It was at 97 where you're at? Man, the last time I saw gas below $2 was the day before I got my license when I was 16. Gas was like $1.94. I filled my S10 up like halfway. And then the next day gas was like $2.50. Gas here in North Carolina is $1.40 now. That's crazy. Time for road trips. Even when I went down to AEP gas, that trip only cost me like $25, and it usually takes me about 40, 50. Yeah. Yeah, everything's opening back up. People are about to start traveling again, so I'd imagine it goes up. Supply and demand. It's exactly what it is. I want the rivers to drop. I'm ready to get back on the rivers, especially with this new kayak now. That looks epic, doesn't it? Highways have been great. When I went down to AEP, there was nobody on the road almost the whole way except for truck drivers. And then I'm like a kid, so as I'm going down the road, I get up next to a semi truck and I'm like, maybe I need to hook my CD up in my Envoy. I used to have fun talking to the truckers. Oh, mom and her boyfriend actually just went down to Florida, I think last night to get her boyfriend's mother to come up here for a little bit, like a week or something. So everything's starting to open up. Although I will say that I have family that is a police officer down in Florida, and when we were in the beginning of all of this lockdown stuff, their police chief actually told them that if they saw anybody pulling into a church parking lot and getting out for church, that they were supposed to go write them tickets. And my uncle, well, I just screwed that one up. My uncle told his police chief that he wouldn't do it. That's unconstitutional. Where exactly do you live, Jay? I know you're down on the river, but I can never remember where. Truckers have the best stories on the road too. When you can get them to talk, they got some good stories. Lot lizards, coast to coast. Scotttown, Ohio. In a van by the river. It's Saturday Night Live. Chris Farley made that show. He did. Oh, every time I hear Down by the River, that's all I see is some fat dude in a suit going, Down by the river! Huntington, West Virginia. Oh my God. Have you guys seen that, the TikTok meme with Stewart? Chris Farley made David Spade. Absolutely. Oh man, I'm gonna have to go downstairs and watch Tommy Boy after this is over. Man, I rolled around with a CB radio in every one of my vehicles until I bought my Envoy, and then I just have not put my CB in my Envoy yet. Oh, that's right. Stewart was Mad TV and not SNL, wasn't he? All these TikTok kids. Look what I can do. Okay, we're at like 15 cotton balls. And still going. Well, the good thing is the smell isn't so bad anymore, but it's probably more that I'm getting used to it than more balls needed. Some Baskin balls. wait, those are Baskin bees. Baskin bees. Passed out. It doesn't smell bad. Too bad there's not a thing like smell-o-vision, so you guys could smell what I'm smelling. Like now that I'm paying attention to it, I'm smelling it again. But I did go like sensory use to it. I don't know what the term for that is. Oh, you guys want to know another little trapping secret now that I'm thinking about it? Because I said something about like beef or liver chunks for fox bait. So we keep our bird feed, like for our ducks and chickens, out in the garage with the horse feed. So we get mice out there. I mean, we're out in the country. We keep grain in the garage. We get mice in the garage from now and from time to time. So I keep mouse traps going on out there all the time. But I don't just throw my mice away. I keep the mice because I use them for trapping bait too. And a whole mouse, I don't like grind them up or anything. So I freeze my mice and I keep them in a double Ziploc freezer bag in my freezer. Well, in our freezer. You should have seen the look on my mother-in-law's face when she found out that I kept dead frozen mice in the very bottom of the freezer. I thought she was going to kill me on the spot. And what's funny is when I started doing that, I looked at my wife and I'm like, I should be saving these mice instead of just chucking them off into the field because I can use them for trapping bait. But I don't have to freeze them. She goes, well, why don't you just double bag them and put them in the bottom of the freezer? Get you that kind of woman. She does not care what I do as long as I'm not disrupting our normal flow. We're almost there. Almost there. Does she have a sister? My brother-in-law is a little bit of a pansy, so maybe. Do you like pretty boys? My wife is actually my ex-girlfriend's, was my ex-girlfriend's best friend. That's how I met her. But it wasn't one of those like awkward trade-offs. Oh, you're married too? But it wasn't one of awkward trade-offs or revenge things. I didn't start dating my wife until years after I broke up with that girl. I bet that went over well. It didn't go over bad. We were actually all friends until a couple years ago, and I don't stand for drama. I don't put up with drama. I don't let drama come into my house. So that girl had a lot of drama, and I shut it down real quick. Herbert the pervert impression. Oh my god. That's the Family Guy one, isn't it? Rich Crabtree. My best story is last week I was heading to Tennessee and seeing a guy from North Carolina. Roadhead. Oh, I saw so much when I was driving truck with my dad. It was insane. I thought feeding me like just stories all those years. And then I got on the truck with him and it was like, no, these are not stories. This stuff actually happens. It was absolutely crazy. Yeah, Family Guy. That's one of my wife's shows. I'm a South Park fan. Man, Bear, Pig, and Big Gay Al. But Mom! Cartman. Oh yeah, this is going to be just enough cotton balls now. So while you're mixing this stuff up, you know you got it good when you can start to see the cotton ball threads. I'm going to try to show you guys the detail, but I don't think you're going to see it. When you can start seeing the different cotton ball threads, you know you got enough cotton balls in there. So about 17 cotton balls later. I'm not even smelling the liver anymore. I smell the garlic though. There we go. Catfish bait. Made in the wife's blender on a live stream. We didn't get in as much trouble as I thought we would though. Hey, have a good one, Gunslinger. Thanks for stopping in. There we go. That's done. Hang out for a little bit longer. Oh, man. All right, Huntsman. Thanks for coming over, man. And yeah, I'll be on your stream tomorrow, but I might not be very active in chat. So be safe, dude. Oh. Well, guys. So who's got what going on? What do you want to know? Oh, Jefferson, I didn't think you were still in here, man. It's been a while. Then again, I haven't been watching my chat very close either. I tried, but it was one of those times where I'm kind of watching it, but kind of doing what I'm doing. I was really disappointed after the live stream from the wood shop the other day, and it finally hit channel, and then I got to go back and watch the replay, and it was like that one was real grainy and jumpy. So we're gonna get a hold of our internet provider and see if we can up our service speed a little bit. We're so far out away from towns that it's hard for us to get an internet provider with high speed. Like we have the what is it? The DSL, that the Wi-Fi or whatever. I know it's all Wi-Fi network, but ours is real slow. And I think that might be why I have issues with like Streamlabs or something. Oh. All right. My kid's down there getting in some trouble, so I bet he's trying to come up here and get into what I'm doing. So, all right, guys, I'm going to actually go ahead and just shut this down for the night. We've been streaming for about an hour and a half now. So, yeah, we got to ruin my wife's blender making catfish bait on a live stream because we torment my wife doing this. I drive her nuts with the YouTube thing anyway. Why not drive her nuts on a live stream? But yeah, I think we're gonna shut it down. So thanks for coming over and hanging out, guys. Send you some stuff on Messenger shortly. Yeah, Jay, hit me up and we'll talk about that knife idea I mentioned earlier. If I can get somebody to work with me on like doing a custom knife build for that, that would be absolutely awesome. I think that's going to be a really cool thing to kind of bring a lot of YouTube creators together and help everybody's communities grow. Hey, thanks, Clearly Canadian. Appreciate you coming over, man. Take it easy, Jefferson. Thanks for coming and hanging out. And yeah, Jay, I'll talk to you here soon, man. Even if we don't do the knife thing, I mean, even just a collab for a camp out would be really cool. So yeah, guys, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and I said it like 3 times. I'm gonna shut it down, but I'm gonna actually shut it down this time. So thanks for coming over, and I'll see you guys on the next one. You guys be safe. Take care. Have a good one, Clearly.